Hey everyone, we
Hi
are live.
everyone. I guess it's 4 right now. We can start with the session.
Yeah, and we are
Uh,
live.
yeah, that's great. So it feels so good to see that so many of you have joined us for the session today. So I'll start off with introducing myself. I'm Shreoshi Roy, a third year student at Delhi Technological University, and I'm also a chapter president at Imagiminds. I'll just share my screen. So Imagiminds is a non-profit organization which works towards providing opportunities and support to students in STEM, especially girls. Our goal is to encourage students to take up technical subjects and build a healthy community where we can help them by providing courses and organize workshops such as this one today. So I'm really glad to welcome Mr. Praveen Kumar Purushottam with us today.
Hey,
I hope
not a single person gave my name correctly. At least it's Praveen Kumar Purushottam, not
oh,
Purushottam.
sorry,
Go on.
Praveen Kumar Purushottaman. I'm sure most people in the developer community must already know him. But for those of you who don't, Praveen is a highly motivated and passionate web developer with diverse experience in developing web applications, hybrid mobile apps, and cloud computing solutions. He is also a blogger, YouTuber, mentor, open source contributor, and specialist on React, JS, Redux, Mernstack, and Lamstack. He's also a Microsoft MVP and a Guinness World Record holder. Actually, I learned to make my first PR from Praveen only during Girl Script Summer of Code. So I'm really glad to welcome him as today's speaker for the event, How to Ace the Hacktoberfest. Like most of my friends stepped into this open source world during Hacktoberfest only, and they made their first Git commands during this time only. So I'm sure this would be a really good opportunity for anyone who's looking forward to getting started with open source or just wants to get better at it. So yeah, I guess that's it with the introductions. Just everyone who's attending, I would request you all to feel free to ask any questions during the workshop. And since this is going to be a hands-on event, all of you can try out what Praveen is going to teach you. And if you face any difficulties, you can ask them in the chat box, and Praveen will be more than happy to clear all of them. Also, guys, stay tuned till the end. We'll be giving out certificates to everyone who attends the entire workshop.
Hey, and
Without
not
any,
only that, just a small, request from my side. If you can open up the YouTube, we are also doing this in the YouTube stream as well on my live
yeah,
stream channel. So if you could open up the link which I sent you in the chat in the Zoom, if you are watching in Zoom, can you open the YouTube and run it in the background? It might help me. And please don't forget to click on the subscribe and like the video as well. So we are going to learn a lot of things today. And yeah, Shreyoshi, do you have any more things to say? Sorry, I just abruptly cut
no,
you.
no, I guess it's just like we are done. I think you can carry on with the session now. Most of the people have joined us.
Yes, awesome. So the thing that I was kind of like not exactly disappointed, but today morning we had a huge blow from in that. Actually, it's a good way. One thing about the today's change was number one, the whole scenario of Hacktoberfest has changed now. Okay, so what has happened is the problem right now is uh, a lot of people due to this free t-shirt kind of campaign, a lot of people have started spamming all the repositories that are public to give a pull request. And looking at that, the Digital Ocean team has totally stopped all the pull requests, or give a lot of more stricter guidelines. So we will be discussing about that today. And secondly, what is Hacktoberfest? Oh, actually, this is the first thing. So what is Hacktoberfest? Why are we doing this? Why is everyone hyped about this? And secondly, how you can what are all the benefits of Hacktoberfest for a maintainer, for a open source contributor, and for anyone. And finally, how can you win a free t-shirt, or how can you plant a new tree? So these are the things that we are going to look into, and we'll be going through a complete walkthrough of what we will be doing. So Shreyoshi, is the presentation over from your side? Okay, I believe that's I
Yep,
believe
that was the introduction. We're
Okay,
done with
great.
that.
Super. So let me give you all a quick introduction about me as well. So I'm Praveen Kumar. As Shreyoshi said, I'm not sure what all she said. I'm completely like sometimes confused. Like a few seconds ago, what she said. But anyway, so I'm a full stack web developer. I mainly work on what do you call this? JavaScript development. So I'm a full stack developer. I keep saying that I'm a full stack developer, right? So what is a full stack developer without a website? So I'm just going to quickly share my screen and show you how exactly my website looks like. Okay, so my website is praveen.science, and if you look at this one, this is how my website looks like. It has a quick banner which says I'm Praveen Kumar, I'm a cat lover, I'm a cook, all the different things that I do. And this is an example of a portfolio which you can take inspiration from, and you can create your own portfolio as well. Right now, when you are trying to look for jobs and other things, a portfolio is really going to boost your like boost your chances of getting a job. So one quick fact is, based on my portfolio, I got about like 3 jobs which I worked so far. So all those 3 high paying jobs was because of my portfolio. And I'm not like telling like do this for everyone, but it might work. So there is a quick introduction section, then there is an experience section, there is an education section, but it comes with this big headache as well. You need to keep on updating things. So all these numbers are made up numbers, nothing is correct. And then I've got my portfolio, like a list of things that I have done, and some blogs that I have written, then what people say about me, and then there is a way to keep in touch with me. So this is something which I have in my portfolio, and it is really helpful that whenever a company or something comes up, I can just go and give my portfolio to them, like, see, this is me, and do you want to go ahead and hire me or something like that. So that really helps. And apart from that, we'll be today looking into a lot of things on um, git git github, how things work, how to start your first ever contribution, what you need to, like, what exactly do you need to start, like how can you start, how to choose a repository, and a lot of things that we will be talking about. Okay, so without further delay, I would like to again tell, I'm just gonna send a quick message to everyone with a YouTube link, and can you please just open it, and in case if you're watching in Zoom, can you please open the link and let it run on the background muted, so that it might help me um, in YouTube stuff. Thank you. And don't forget to click on the like and share, subscribe button. Thank you. Okay. Without further delay, let's go into what is Hacktober first. Okay. So first thing, what I'm going to show is, I'm again going to share my screen. So Hacktoberfest is an event by DigitalOcean. Okay, so what Hacktoberfest is, so it is an event where DigitalOcean is trying to support all the open source software. Like, what exactly is open source? So I believe a lot of people know what open source is. So participants on Zoom, if you are looking into it, can you press that yes no? Do you have the yes no options in the Zoom right now? Can anyone confirm? Shreyoshi, do you see the yes no option? Like, are the polling buttons active here? Okay, I couldn't find anything like that.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
also
yeah.
can't find it, but some people are saying yes.
Oh, you can see the raise hand option. Okay. Just trying to find out if there is anything that says yes, no, but I don't think, yeah,
I
it
guess,
doesn't
yeah,
look like it
people
is there.
can just
But there are
write.
people who are like trying to do annotations and other things. So I'm just gonna clear everything. Then, yeah, that is not a good sign, guys. I need to somehow stop annotation here. Right. Okay. So please don't click on the annotation thing in Zoom. So that might disrupt the whole thing. Okay. So with respect to the content, so what exactly is Hacktoberfest? So Hacktoberfest is first of all, there are three companies involved in Hacktoberfest. Number one, DigitalOcean. Number two is Intel. And number three is Dev.to. Dev.to is a developer community, and that's actually good for, like, there are a lot of blogs that you can write as a developer, and you can share your content. So, and everyone knows what Intel is. Intel is the, the biggest player in computing, the processors, motherboards, and other things. And finally, we have got who's this? DigitalOcean. So DigitalOcean is the main person, main sponsor. So how many for those people who do not know what DigitalOcean is, what they do is, so they are having a lot of servers, like the web hosting, web servers, those kind of things. So that is available in DigitalOcean. So DigitalOcean is mainly for those guys. Okay, so if you are a developer and you want to, like, um, try your hands on creating what do you call this, if you want to deploy your own websites and other things, you might require the servers and other things, right? So for those kind of things, DigitalOcean is one of the best things to do. Okay, so that's about DigitalOcean. And just give me one quick second. Yeah, sorry about that. I just need to make the camera a bit correct. Right, so that's about it. So that's the three companies that are working on. And with respect to hey, and I would like to also give a shout out to the YouTube people. Hey all, and nice to meet you, Raghavi, Ayushi, Sumat, Hari, Anshu. A lot of people are there, Abhishek, etc. Hey, hey, hey. So yes, this is live. This is purely live. So we are really looking at it. And yes, so coming back to our Digital Ocean's Hacktoberfest. So this is an event, like you can call it as a hackathon or some kind of like a GitHub marathon, where what happens here is you have a profile. You connect your GitHub profile with the Hacktoberfest website, and then what you do is you are giving the consent to, like, yes, I'm ready to, like, go ahead and start contributing to the public repositories. So the main idea about DigitalOcean is to get a lot of contributions open source to it. And now with today's announcement by DigitalOcean, so let me get the DigitalOcean update. So what happened is a lot of people have started misusing this opportunity for getting a T-shirt and free T-shirt and stuff. So what they did is, the first thing is for the repository maintainer. In case if you are a repository maintainer, okay, I'll tell this about detail in a few seconds. But before that, what is Hacktoberfest? Let's go into Hacktoberfest. So this is a event where you should be creating pull requests, which means, so for people who know what Git is, um, GitHub is a service where it is like Google Drive for a lot of users, for developers. So if you have coding, a lot of code files and other things, you can host it online, and there you will be able to get a lot of like, for example, let me get you a good like a just a second. Let me share my screen with GitHub. So this is my GitHub profile. So everyone can have their own public repository in GitHub. Okay. So my repositories are here. Almost all the repositories are public. So I'll just make all these public repositories available here. So here I have created something called as Hacktoberfest ideas. So I'm just gonna share this link both in Zoom as well as in our stuff. Just a second. Yeah. So I've just shared these two things, shared this link in both the things. So this is a what do you call this? This one is a public repository which is available in GitHub, where you can come and give your opportunity. I mean, like if you want to suggest any changes or something like that, you can do that. But how do you do that is the key here. So when there is a public GitHub repository, what you need to do is you need to fork this repository to your own way. Like for example, let me open up another GitHub account through incognito window. Okay, I've got like loads of windows now. Right. So if I sign into another account, let me think if I have any other account. So let's say this, there is another account here, and if I want to use, if I want to contribute to this particular repository, obviously I won't be having the right permissions here. Okay, so this repository is not mine. So if you see here, on the same page, I have a lot of options here, while in this part there is not many. Like for example, I've the settings icon is not there, this edit icon is not there. So there are so many differences here, right? So that is because I'm not the owner of this repository. So for owners it will be totally different, right? So you have more privileges and other things. So for a person like me who is not an owner of the repository, what we need to do is, just give me a second. I'm just going to quickly check out the YouTube chat as well. Just a quick, another quick help or a favor. Can you please open the YouTube on your, if you're watching in Zoom, can you also open the YouTube links, please? Yeah. Okay. So there are a couple of new ideas in YouTube. Like they are saying like Netlify is pretty good too. So Netlify is a competitor to DigitalOcean, and there are like loads and loads of things are there. Yes. And so yeah. So this is one of my repositories which you can actually use for contributing to Hacktoberfest. So the first thing that happens here is, so you create a pull request to this. So if you want to suggest any changes, you open the file where you want to suggest the change, and if you go to this, it says fork this project and edit the file, which means you don't have access to this uh, particular file. You don't have a right access to particular file, but what you can do is, the moment you click on this particular file, it's just going to open a text editor. And what happens is, this is going to say your, okay, I'm just going to zoom this in for you all. So it says you're making changes in a project you don't have right access to. We have created a fork of this project. A fork means a carbon copy of a project which is not owned by you, under you. So it's going to copy the same project which was once my property, now will be a copy of it will be made, and it will be under yours. Okay, for this all you need is just a GitHub account. And then once you click on the fork, like once you fork the project, what you need to do is, like, you can create one kind of like a pull request here. So what does a pull request means? You are proposing a change that you want to add it in my repository. So for example, anyone in your um, anyone in your, like, what do you call this, um in the chat, can you tell me one particular idea that I can add to here? Oh wait, I'll just limit it to the host. So someone from Imagiminds, can you tell me one thing that I can add to this? I'll just show you how we can create a new pull request here. So what this repository means is, so it's going to have a list of all the different projects that new people and students can do, and that is what it does. So can someone suggest one project name, please? Okay, stone, paper, scissors, and Python. Okay, I'm just gonna use that. Wow. Okay, there are like so many nice answers are coming up. Okay, so I'm just going to go with stone, paper, scissors in Python. So who was that? It's Priyanshu. Okay, C++ Magic 8 baller. Oh wow, that's amazing. So C++, let me add Magic 8 ball. Okay, I'm just gonna do only these two things, and I'm gonna added more ideas from Praveen's live stream. Okay, this is not me again. So this is another user. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add your names as well. So Stone Paper Scissors was created by Priyanshu Bhattacharjee. So I'm just going to put Priyanshu's idea added. Then again, another one is going to be uh, Anjali and Pratap. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the propose change. So what this does is it's going to create a commit in your, so this particular repository is this person's repository. Actually, this is my client, but anyway, so this person's repository. And what I'm doing is I'm going to compare this patch one to the main. And what I have done, I have added more ideas from Praveen's live stream. That is the one single commit. And what all things that I have added here in README. So there are two things like the Magic 8 ball under C++ and Stone Paper Scissors under Python. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a pull request. Now, if I click on this pull request, I have also added the people who have actually contributed to this idea. So I'm just going to click on the create pull request. The moment I click on create pull request, it is going to create something like this. Now, this is what you have to do as a participant. As a maintainer, what I need to do is with the new rules that's been said. So I need to go check out the new rules as well now. Just give me a second. I'm just going to check out the new rules. So submitted in a repo with the Hacktoberfest topic. So I need to add a topic in the as Hacktoberfest. So there should be something somewhere it says topics. Yep, topics is Hacktoberfest. So I'm just gonna add that, and I'll also add Hacktoberfest 2020, and I've saved it. Now this particular repository will be eligible for getting the contributions for Hacktoberfest, and you will be once your 4 pull requests are completed, you can also start working on it. And now when I go inside the pull request page, so I can see that 1 minute ago this person has opened the so this is the maintainer side of things. Okay, so now we will be create opening this one, and then let me go back. So the PR is labeled as Hacktoberfest accepted. So I need to go to the labels, paste this label, and create a new thing. So I'm just gonna get a new random color. Yeah, this one looks fine. So I'm just gonna add the Hacktoberfest accepted, and then I'm going to do a squash and merge where it says Priyanshu and Anjali, both your credits are always there. So I'm just gonna put this, and please feel free to come and like do the do the honors if you want to do it from your side as well. So what you need to do is a simple thing that I'm asking everyone to do is like start this repository, fork it, add a few ideas, and then do it. So this person has given work ideas. So I'm just going to quickly have a look at it. So what he has actually done is sabotage the whole page. So I have to unfortunately reject this. I'm going to say like request for changes. Boss, you have actually removed everything in the readme. So please change and update. Okay, so please update it. So this is a failed pull request. So I'm just going to tell them, please change this correctly and then update it. And then finally, if we go to the other pull request, there is like a virtual queue management system in Stack, which is actually really nice. The project name seems to be really nice, but yeah, so I just need to do a small editing. So this is for people who are managing the repository. So if you see this virtual thing somewhere, so by the way, this still is not updated. It's because the old file is still there. So okay, let me do it as queue management system and grammar fix. So now if you see this, it looks perfect. So I'm just going to say, um, approve, and I'm going to tell them like grammar fix done. Okay. So then what I will be doing is, so I'll do a squash and merge. So I'm just going to add all these things. And then before squashing and merging, I'm just going to quickly check the changes. The only change is this. So if I go back to the conversation here, um, so these things are fine. Management system. Right. I'm just going to do a confirm squash and merge. Once I do a confirm squash and merge, this will be updated. And if I go to the code page, the main page, you can clearly see that. So the first thing which I wanted to see is stone, paper, scissors is there. Magic 8 ball is there. And inside MERN stack, we have virtual queue management system is also there. So this is how it works. Okay. So Priyanshu is asking, can you show choosing Hacktoberfest again? Okay, sure. I can do that. Let me go to the everyone part. Sorry, just a second. So this is the Hacktoberfest first thing. So how you should start doing this is you need to click on the start hacking. I'm not sure whether this particular thing is also added. So now I'm just gonna say authorize the Hacktoberfest to check this out, and then I'm just gonna give authorize Hacktoberfest. Once I authorized, it's going to ask you what is my preferred email address or something like that, and then I'm going to see what is my rule. I'm going to say it as participant. Okay, this is going to be uh, the onboarding things starting from today, like October 3rd. Because what happened is, like, due to the recent changes, rule changes, they have completely made this like a mandatory stuff. And what has happened now is like you need to do all these things. Okay. Are you a participant or an event organizer or a maintainer? So I'm just going to say I'm a participant, and it is an optional thing. Select your country and stuff like that. So I'll just put India. And yes, I have read and accepted all these things. This is for just spamming stuff, so no spam please. And then I just go click on continue, and it's going to say before you get started to create a quality pull request, you need to watch this whole video now. Okay. And let's
Hey
go on.
Praveen,
Yeah,
can you just zoom in your screen? The text is not visible to some people.
right, sure. Okay, so now it says you have to like look into this whole video, and it's going to be like around 10 minutes of video. Okay, once I go inside that, the last thing it says these two things get uh, enabled. So it says I have acknowledged these resources and understand what a quality contribution is to open source, and I acknowledge that I will be disqualified indefinitely from Hacktoberfest if I submit two invalid pull requests. So it's a huge stern, like it's really a bad thing. So make sure you're going to do going forward. Make sure it is quality pull requests, and obviously this one is for just a small simple thing. But yeah, again, it says don't do this text edit and other things. So they are telling that not to do these kind of things. But anyway, let's go with the start hacking. And the moment I click on this one, I believe a lot of the pull requests might be like, it's going to um, mess up things, but still clicking on start hacking, nothing has come up. That's interesting. So let's quickly look into this. So there are like 40. Wow, interesting. So there are like 40 errors in the page. So let me try to refresh this page and see what is going to happen. So I'm just going to put as participant. I have read and accepted. Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, these are all fine. Yes, I have acknowledged. I'll be yes. All these things are done. It's not allowing me to register now. Okay, maybe it looks like I need to like wait for the whole 10 minutes, look at it, and then I need to click on start hacking. So please go ahead and do that. And there are a couple of people asking a few questions. So If someone's PR is merged, then on the profile page of Hacktoberfest, what will it show? Will it show under review or accepted? Good question. And thus adding to the readme count as a minor edit or it's a valid pull request. It's actually, it depends on the maintainer. For example, if the whole thing, like for example, this one is only updating the readme, this particular website, this particular repository, this mainly for updating the readme with awesome ideas. So the idea is what is matter. Okay, so it depends on the maintainer again. And secondly, for Soham's answer, how does this show? So if I go to my profile here, it is going to show something like this. And it says you have some say, so since I have already done with like 14 or 15 pull requests because of other things, it says like you're almost there. So until 13 days is done, like 13 days and 15 hours is done, you won't know whether it is accepted or not, because you, it says you have submitted 4 pull requests, and you need to wait till the review period until they become valid, which means you have officially completed this challenge. So in this one, uh, so this is the thing that you are asking about. So your pull request has been accepted already, yes, but the problem here is it is still in the review period, so you need to wait for 14 days. Okay, so if you see this one, all these things are in review period. So once this review period is passed, even though it is merged, that's completely fine, because most of my stuff is merged. For example, this one I just recently did a pull request and it is merged actually. So I have actually done a lot of considerable changes, and it has been merged. But unfortunately, it is still in the like the pull request period. It is in that period. So I'm just going to quickly look at the YouTube thing as well. So there are like so many uh, comments are also
Yeah,
coming up
I
there.
have few more questions over there in YouTube also.
Yeah,
That do we need to know Git for making contributions?
you might need to understand Git basics. Yes, you need to know it.
Okay, then Nirmal Silwal asks, can we make 4 different PRs in the same repo? Is that
Same
valid thing to
repository is
do?
completely fine. Yes.
Okay, and what to do after cloning? Like after I have finished clone the project, then what's
Okay.
the next step?
The next step is to create a change. So first thing is you just need to switch to another branch. Okay, for people who are using a local mission, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again with a particular what do you call this? I've done a lot of other repositories as well. So I've got a couple of repositories where I contributed to. Like for example, let's say this is a branding workshop, something like this. So I'm just gonna, I know it is very small. Just give me a second. I'll make it bigger. Yeah. So if I try to check out what exactly this one is, so it is called as branding workshop. Okay. So this is a particular repository which I have done here. So you can see that this is the repository, right? So let's say if I want to change something here. Okay. So what I'm doing is the first ever step is to git checkout hyphen b a new branch. Okay, so for example, Hacktoberfest, my name Praveen and something like this. Okay, so once I do this, I need to change something. Okay, I go inside the HTML page or something like that, and I'm gonna change something. Like for example, I'm changing all these Mukul Batam into Praveen or something like that. Okay, so and I'm just gonna save this. Then I'll check the status, git status. So this is, so here for people who have not sure how git works, the first thing is you go to a new branch. Then the first thing you change the content. Once you change the content, add it to the staging area. Once you add it to the staging area, you need to commit changed for Hacktoberfest. What are all the changes I made? Changed the name in title, changed the name in header, sorry, in the heading, etc. Something you did, and then you commit it. So the way to do it in the git command line is git add dot, then git commit hyphen m, and you just put the commit message. So once you do that, if you see the git status, it's going to say nothing to commit, and you are in the branch Hacktoberfest Praveen. And if you do a git log, you can see that you have done all these changes already, right? Changed for Hacktoberfest, and you have changed the name in the title and changed the name in the heading. That's what you did. So once you do this, you just need to git push origin, whatever the branch name that you have done, you just need to push it. Okay. Once you have pushed to that, the next thing what you need to do is you log into your repository, like you log into this, so it immediately says, it says compare and pull request. Okay, the moment you open the repository, whether it is the main repository or your repository, it's going to say Hacktoberfest Praveen had recent changes. So click on compare and pull request. The moment it says, it's going to show you this particular view. Okay. So with that being said, you might be able to assign someone, or I mean, like, I guess this requires privileges. Make sure the label is being applied, like the Hacktoberfest label is applied, and then you just need to click on create pull request. So once clicked on create pull request, your work is over. Just only thing is, you just need to make sure that the label has been added and other things. Now coming to the maintainer. So for the maintainer, what you need to do is, you need to create a label called Hacktoberfest accepted. So I'm not going to do on this one because this will screw up my, it might consider this as a gaming. So yeah. So, and you just need to click on merge, as simple as that. And make sure in your stuff in the branding workshop. So this is branding workshop. So make sure you have a topic called Hacktoberfest. Hacktoberfest, then Hacktober 2020. So this is what is going to happen in this whole scenario.
Okay, the next question is that some of the maintainers are just putting Hacktoberfest label on the issue and are not abiding by the rules of putting it under the topic, and while merging the
Sorry, just
PR,
give me one
putting the
second. Oh yeah, go on, continue.
and while merging the PR, putting the label Hacktoberfest accepted. If this is not done by them, will the PR
The PR
get
doesn't get
rejected?
rejected, but your PR will not be getting considered. I'm not sure how this works, because these rules are just like 12 hours ago they started this rules. So um, thanks Harshita for bringing this up. Yeah, we need to look into it more detailed in this case. So we'll have a look at what they are saying. Okay. So Deekshita also asks another question. Yeah, wait. First, Anag says, is it necessary to work on open source repositories? On the profile page, you can say fork your repos with your own peers. Yes, this is mainly for open source, not for closed source or private repositories. Deekshita says, is it okay if we use GitHub desktop instead of Git command prompt? Anything is okay, whichever you are feeling comfortable, that is completely fine. Both, at the end, it is going to use the command line interface. So it's going to do the GitHub API or Git API and then does the whole thing. And coming to the chat and YouTube, there are like loads and
Loads of questions.
loads of comments. Sorry guys, we are not missing you. Let me quickly look into all the comments. Nirmal is asking, can you make it full screen? Actually, the text is barely visible. Yes, that's done. Do we need to know the knowledge? Yes, that's required, and yes, that is done. Shipping cost is not needed to be paid by you. It will be taken care by the DigitalOcean. That's what they are sponsoring for. Can we make 4 different PRs? That's been answered. Yeah, you need to watch the whole video without skipping. Um, what to do after cloning? Yeah, that's been answered. A Grover, thank you for coming in. The new rule is where eligible repo needs to have the Hacktoberfest topic. So if you are what do you call this? If you are a project maintainer, please go and add the Hacktoberfest and Fest to 2020 topics in your GitHub repository. Which IDE is this? I have to use Git Bash every time separately, but this one looks comfortable. It is VS Code, Microsoft Visual Studio Code, and I'm running on a Mac machine. Uh, if we change file, say added README in the browser in a new branch from the forked repository, how do we reflect that changes in the local system from the newly created branch? A few seconds ago, I just demonstrated that. So that's how I did. That's how you need to do. PRs count if submitted in, yeah, that's exactly the thing. Um, Perfect. Yeah, this is very new. Like a lot of people are just getting, a lot of maintainers are trying to adapt to this situation. It is a bit tedious for them, so we need to go and manually go and change all these things. So it is a bit of a work there. So yes, please allow the maintainers some time to do this. Prashant is asking another thing. I have a question that there are already many projects created online. So how can we create contribute on them? Um, Sorry, Prashant, I don't understand your question. Can you try rephrasing the question? So Rush says that not much familiar with Git. That's a bit of a concern, but don't worry. There are a lot of tools that will help you to learn Git. For example, if you go to GitHub page, even like for example, if you just open GitHub.com, the first thing that you will say is learn Git and GitHub without any code. So just read the guide and start the project. You can easily go through these things, and it will give you a really easy way of like learning things with Git and GitHub in a simple breeze way. It is very easy, Rush. You don't need to worry about it. Definitely, it is very easy to learn. Nice. Any other questions?
Hey guys, I would request you all to just mark your attendance in the Google form in the chat. We'll be using that for giving out the certificates.
Hey, also if you can go ahead and open the video in your computer, and for those people who are using Zoom, please go ahead, open the YouTube video as well. I'm just gonna send the YouTube video URL here. I'm 16 and can I participate in Hacktoberfest? 16 and are you online? I'm not sure how. Okay, Priyanshu. Yeah, Priyanshu, I know you. Yeah, that's fine. That's completely fine. Don't worry. You can, as long as you are under school and other things. That should be fine. Generally, it is supposed to be for 16 plus or 18 plus. I'm not sure exactly about the legal things, but just make sure to give only the right data, and that should be it. So I've just added the YouTube link. Can you all please go ahead and like it, subscribe it? That will be really helpful and motivating for me to do a lot of more things. Right. So with that being said, we have got the clear information about what Hacktoberfest is. So what are the goodies now? So why do you need to do this? That is, we are coming to the next part. Okay. So the first thing about Hacktoberfest is, so if you see the resources page here, now right now it says like everyone is welcome. It is like around 151 countries, and there are like so many people who have got their unique skills and other things. And the thing is, you need to have the right quality. So for example, I know that there is a huge competition right now. So let's say if you take just India as a country, we have like more than 13 crore people, right? Am I correct in the numbers? Okay, there are like crores and crores of people available. At least let's take this way. Even though there are crores and crores of people are there in India, the number of developers, let's say 1 crore developers are there, but there are no 1 crore repositories right now, or there are no 1 crore um, amount of files that needs to be edited. So the competition is really high. So what you can do is you can start with something small. Even a small fix will help. So make sure you keep up the quality. And moreover, my repository, I'm really looking for nice ideas. So if you are a new person, what would excite you? Like for example, something, these things, like for example, if you want to create a small snake game, maze game, these are really good for people who are starting to code. Okay, so something like that, starting with HTML and CSS portfolio. So there could be, you can do a responsive portfolio, a photography site, a technical document page, survey forms, comic reading site, product landing page. I didn't even think of these kind of like crazy ideas. So product landing page, this is a good way of like learning things. And if you want to learn HTML and CSS, this is one of the best ways. So you can try doing that. And coming to the chat, so can 10 to 20 people work on the same issue? If the issue is closed, if the issue is finished, then yeah, that's it. You can, I mean, um, you don't have the issue. You don't need to work on the issue, right? But if the issue is so huge and so bad, yes, Even 100 people can work on the same issue. As long as the issue is fixed, then that's fine. It is completely depending on the maintainer. Priyanshu is asking, can we get the recording of the session? I keep saying, like, there is a YouTube, like there is a live stream happening just right now. I'm just gonna send that link to you, and I'm just gonna ask everyone to do this as well. So yeah, I the YouTube is there, and everywhere, I mean, like, even after the live stream, this will be accessible. Okay. Soham has got a nice question, I believe. Contributing to basic small projects is fine. Do they actually get considered for me saying that I'm an open source contributor, or actually need to contribute to the famous ones to become um I would actually like Eddie Jolly to answer this, but unfortunately he's not around here. But yeah, so what I would say is, like, this is the basics of open source. Okay, so what is open source? It's free, and you can modify it and use it anywhere you want, and it is available in public. So something like that. So that is what open source means, right? So this particular repository is available for public, for people to go and add their own changes, and start accepting things, and like start accepting the changes created by others. So this is an open source project, and if you are contributing to this open source project, and if you keep on doing it, like, even rarely, once in a month or twice in a month, you will obviously become an open source contributor, irrespective of whether you are contributing to React.js or jQuery or something like that. I tried to contribute to jQuery's code base. Mine did not get accepted at all. So it is really tough to contribute to famous projects. But if you are finding something like really a developing one, and it is being used by a lot of people, and there are only a couple of maintainers and not many pull requests, go there, try to contribute to that. And not only that, there are so many people who are just starting to learn something new, and they are looking forward for help for trying to do their work in a better way. So find those repositories. Just like simple thing is, if you go to github.com, let's go to github.com and then type in Hacktoberfest. There are like so many things that are there. So if you do all GitHub, you've got like already 8,400 repositories. There are so many discussions available. There are so many issues, like 43,000 issues are there. There are only 62 people watching in Zoom, and some more people watching in YouTube. And look at them. If you go ahead and click on these issues, there are like 43,000 issues. So this is something related to Hacktoberfest. This is something related to Hacktoberfest. So if you are, okay, let's say you are a HTML person, and if you are a JavaScript person, just filter those things. So this is only for HTML. So adding a pull request for, like, if you want to open this particular thing. So this is something like um, Hacktoberfest related HTML changes are required. So if you are happy to do this, just go for it. So these kind of things you can do. Anything else? So this is the first step in going into the Hacktoberfest thing, and trying to do this. Thank you, Soham. Yeah, um, I guess we are almost coming to the end of the thing. Any other questions? Actually, there were really nice questions. These were really nice questions. I'm just gonna quickly look into the. Oh my God, there are like so many questions on YouTube now. Okay, so if we Nirmal is asking, Pranab. Yes, you raised your hand. What is it? Do you wanna send your message in chat? Okay, so Nirmal is asking, if we changed the files, say added the README in browser in a new branch from the fork repo, how do we reflect that changes in the local system from the newly created branch? You need to pull the code. That's it. Yeah, Pranab says it's a mistake. So Ramya says, like, I'm not good in coding. How can I make a PR? So you don't need to be good in coding to just do a couple of clicks and do some changes in the document or code. So if you are not good with coding, not all the pull requests are related to coding. Please understand, a lot of things are required in the documentation part. Even though people say like don't just put a text change or something like that, if you are contributing something valuable to documentation, then that is super awesome, right? For example, there could be some people from mechanical department, some people they can be from biology, like bio, DNA, microbiology kind of things. They might have some kind of a GitHub repository for maintaining the list of DNA strands or something like that. I'm pretty sure that there should be some kind of a medical GitHub repository. So for those kind of things, you can just go ahead, even though if you are a doctor, you can just go ahead and type in the changes, whatever changes that you want, and then you can do it. So that is something that's better, that's possible, right? So that is something which I would suggest doing. Anything else?
We have
We have
one more question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So someone has asked that what kind of PR should be preferred?
What are the choices? I don't understand the question again. Sorry.
So like if they have an option of PRs to be list, like what should they prefer? Like according to the choices, or there'll be some good ones, there'll be some bad ones. Like how do you prefer which you want to contribute to or something like that?
See, whenever you're feeling, if you feel that this particular application or this particular change I can do, like for example, there are like so many changes which says like, I have a logic, I'm trying to do something and it is not working, so please help me with the pull request. There will be a lot of code fixes that might be available, and if you have a quick look at the code, oh, there is a small variable change there, so there should be a capital H here, not a small h or something like that. So those kind of things, if you know that, even though it is a one character change, that pull request is worth than writing a simple text file in a readme document saying like, okay, this is a comma missing or something like that, but that is a code change. So yes, that you can do. So all the code is like available for public, right? So just if this particular programming language is easy for you, like for example, you might be good with React.js or Node.js, and there is a server like an API server that is available for Node.js, and there seems to be some issue in that particular API file. Okay, and you know how to fix it. Just clone it. In case if you need to clone it, change the make the change, push it, fork it, and then like do the needful. So another thing that you can do is you can also use the web. I have shown both the web version as well as the cloned version and the updating version. So you have seen both the sides. Anything else?
Yeah, we
So
have a
Ramya
few
is saying
more.
like, how can I find the repositories like documentation? Um, you need to search the way, like if you look at my screen right now, it says the search screen, right? Try to put a documentation or something like that. There are so many projects which are solely dedicated for documentation. Try checking them out. Search, a Google search will help you. Arya Abhishek, I have actually given my repository link as well, which helps you in creating new ideas. So that would be a good start, I believe. So even though it is just a text change, it is a valuable text change. That is what, as a maintainer, I feel. And we are all looking for ideas, and that's a good way to showcase the ideas as well. So Rayman is asking about, after linking my Git profile with Hacktober, all I have to do is find projects, make pull requests. Yes. Will they be reflected on my Hacktoberfest profile, or anything else has to be done to reflect the pull request? Nope. Just make sure that you are, wherever you are actually doing the pull request, that repository is tagged with the topic Hacktoberfest and Hacktoberfest 2020. If not, just try to ask the maintainer to tag it to that. If it is already tagged, start contributing it to it. And then once it is approved, after this review period of 14 days, then it should be fine. Awesome. So yeah, any other questions? I guess we have
Yeah,
almost
we
covered
have a
everything
few on YouTube also
on
that
the
I
YouTube.
need to
Okay.
pull from my newly created branch. How do I do that?
Yeah, I just explained that one just now. Like you just need to go to that particular branch using Git checkout uh, functionality, or you can also use. Okay, let me share my screen on this one. So either you go to this particular branch. For example, I'm in this branch, or I can go to checkout master. This is the other branch which I am in. So let's say your branch is Git checkout, your branch is Hacktoberfest Praveen or something like that. I'm just doing a git checkout Hacktoberfest Praveen. I'm gonna do a git pull on this one. So once um, git pull origin Hacktoberfest Praveen, and then it will pull the latest changes if you have done on the web version. All right. So that works. And we also
Another
got
question
another
is,
question. Oh, there are many questions now. Uh,
yeah,
Nikita says, what are the frequent mistakes that are made with Git? Where can we look for resources to solve if a wrong command is made? Um, I've done a lot of live stream on Git specifically for people who are beginning with Git. I have added a lot of resources. Please have a look at that. And for those people who have not connected with me on LinkedIn, I'll also put my LinkedIn, like my LinkedIn address. Please go ahead and add me. And if I have not answered your questions, please feel free to ask me personally. I'm happy to answer these things. So for Nikita's answer, yes, I'll send you a few resources which is there in my blog as well, and you can have a look at them. So when you start learning Git, it will be really evident that okay, these are a few things which I'm actually screwing up or messing up with things, and I just need to make sure this is perfect and stuff like that. I will be doing a couple of live streams this month with respect to Git, GitHub, open source, Hacktoberfest, etc. And we will be having awesome people like one of the top GitHub stars, Eddie Jody. He's the open source god. Okay, so I'm like literally nothing compared to him. So he knows like ins and outs of GitHub, Hacktoberfest, how to contribute to open source and like the whole open source world. He's like literally knows it, and I believe he's currently on YouTube as well. Right now, he's on YouTube answering a few questions. So, Eddie Jody, you are welcome. So yes, he's there in YouTube right now. So if you want to have any questions here, just go to the YouTube channel, like YouTube video. Oops, I just added the link in the Zoom chat. Just go ahead and ask Eddie Jody quickly a question before he leaves, because it is very tough for me, even for me, to like get his appointment. Okay, let me quickly look at other questions. Frequent mistakes, Nikita, I have answered. There's another question from Abhi. Sir, I'm MERN stack developer, but I didn't try open source. So can you please suggest how to find project related to React.js and start contributing for beginners? So recently, a few seconds ago, I just showed how to search in GitHub, and just use the search terms and go down and select the JavaScript as the option. So JavaScript will filter out all the repositories which are JavaScript heavy, and React.js is like, I guess it's like 95% JavaScript. So it will be coming, all the React.js things will also be coming. So you can use that. Then Shrishti asks, can you tell us a little bit about merge conflicts and how to resolve them? I need to take at least 1 hour or 2 hours to explain the whole concept. So next time, yes, Shrishti, please connect with me and ask me this question. I'll be more than happy to resolve it. So, sorry, explain you to resolve it. And moreover, Shreya, she is very much, like she has the best example of like how I should be resolving all these things. Go on, Shreya. Do you want to take over? What was our experience when we tried this? Because we both met in the
yeah,
same place.
actually, yeah, like we were like he was a mentor in Girl Script Summer of Code, and I was a participant. So I was very new to GitHub and Git. Like I didn't know much of the concept. So what I wanted to do was I had to make a new branch and make my changes in it. But I think I made them to the master branch, and then I wasn't able to revert from that. So that's why I had to contact Praveen. So he helped me out. I Like that was really helpful for me because I didn't understand most of the stuff, but like I wasn't aware of it. But then it was really helpful.
So my a lot of people are asking about how I should be connecting with me on so how should you be connecting with me on GitHub and a lot of things. Okay, so here's my social credentials. So if you go to my website, you can find all these things. So I'm just gonna share that in both Zoom as well as in um, what do you call this in YouTube live. So please go ahead, connect with me. I'm more than happy to accept all your connection requests. And don't forget to give the video on YouTube a like and share. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click on the notification so that within 3 days, or maybe who knows, even tomorrow, I might start another live stream about how, if there is any kind of changes that is happening in um, what do you call this again? Hacktoberfest, because of this ongoing issues that people are facing. So that will also be added to it. So for those people who have not seen that, so if you go to youtube.com/Praveen Science, that's my this is my YouTube account. So YouTube channel. Please go ahead. Please hit on the subscribe and uh, this is going to be a huge motivation for me to do all these things. Soham has got another question. If I contribute valuably to your 300 plus repos on GitHub, will you be actively merging them so I can seriously, dude? So first of all, the 340 repositories that I have got, it is not everything is not mine. A lot of things are cloned, and only like around maybe less than 100 is mine, and actively I'm not sure. I need to have a look at things which are active. And currently active repositories are the Hacktoberfest repository. Please go ahead and add your changes there. I will be actively merging them. Then there are a couple of repositories, yes. All right, any other questions? Oh, there you go. Eddie Jody is in the YouTube live chat. Do you want to grab hold of him for the god of open source right now? Please, 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 please come to the YouTube chat right away and ask him the questions. Hi, Eddie. Eddie, do you want to actually do you want to come to the meeting as well? I'm just gonna ask him to. I'm just gonna invite Eddie to the meeting as well. So in case if he wants to talk, that would be the best thing for this particular live stream. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go somehow ask him to join. So join us, please. So yeah, so I just yes Eddie, I just sent you a Discord link for the Zoom meeting. Just come over here and speak to us like right now. So let's wait for Eddie to give the closing ceremony kind of thing. This is going to be awesome. So Eddie is a GitHub star, and he's one of the 2,000 people who have got 2,000 people worldwide, like literally in the whole world. Just only 2,000 people. I guess is it 2,000 people or like 200 people? I'm not sure. So he's one of the GitHub stars, and that is the reason in my previous live stream I was telling him he's one of the he's the god of thing. So that's cool, right? So yep, Eddie is there. Eddie is on spot. So Shreoshi and team, can we just take some more time to get Eddie online, and we'll get the best right now.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be really fun.
We have a few questions unanswered in the YouTube. Maybe you can answer them
Yeah,
in
go on,
that.
go on. Yes, please.
What extension to be added in VS Code for
I've already
using Git
answered that.
command?
Look at down.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I think Eddie is gonna be joining in a few minutes.
So please wait for Eddie. Can't find him yet. Yeah. Any other question? Yeah, it's not only worldwide; it is galaxy wide. I don't know whether there are some people who are there in what do you call this? Maybe in Mars, people are like contributing for these things. So yes, he will also be there. And just few more seconds, please.
Till then, I have a request for all the participants is that we will be sending you a feedback form on the email. But if you like this session, you can post about it on the LinkedIn tag us, tag
Hey, yeah,
Praveen.
that's actually a good thing. So can you just take a screenshot of whatever you're seeing and then do a tag and then please add the YouTube link as well so that a lot of people will be impacted by this. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the YouTube thing here.
You can all share your certificates as well.
Yes, please. That would be giving a huge motivation for other people to join as well, right? Hey, Eddie's here. Woohoo! Uh, Eddie is just joining. I'm just gonna spotlight him for everyone.
No. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Cool. Sorry, I am late. Praveen, you always do these live streams when I'm busy doing a talk in another conference, always the same time. Like, seriously.
I'm sorry.
So many people here. I love this. This is great. I've missed on so much like awesome, fun stuff. So after this, when I have my lunch, I'm going to re-watch the live stream. It looks really awesome and exciting. So, what did I miss? Let me
You
know
missed
what
a
I
lot.
missed.
Shreoshi is the one of the core people here. So hey,
Hi, Eddie.
Shreoshi.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for joining us today, Eddie.
Thank you for inviting me. It's such a privilege to be here, and so many like awesome people. Open source.
See, you have to be here, and now you are not there. Yeah, come on, Eddie. Now is the time.
So, who has contributed to open source, and who hasn't, and who wants to know why? Right. Okay. My biggest reason why everyone should contribute to open source is not just to get the green square, but also I really believe it helps accelerate people's careers. And it's accelerated mine. Like I have to give credit to open source for where I am today. And it's because not only because I learn how to new technologies, learn new skills, but also about the communication side. I really know how to kind of write a better issue, write a better pull request, so it gets noticed, and so it gives context to the other person. And so when I interview for my clients or for my projects, I can really tell when someone's contributed to open source for a long time because they write things and they communicate very differently. They kind of almost spoon feed it to me. Like I find it really hard when someone writes something on in an issue or a pull request that says, following our discussion. It's like, I've had 100 discussions today. Which discussions are you talking about? So when they put like a quote and just say, we were talking about this, it really helps. And so when people also say, my pull request has been open for 3 days, but you've merged everybody else's. I said, yes, but I had 15 minutes between meetings and theirs was a smaller pull request. I knew what they were trying to do, understood why, because again, they gave it context. So really put yourself in other people's shoes, in the maintainer's shoes when, submitting issues or pull requests. And it's about adding value. It's really not about code. It's about value, as in your change could be small, but does it add value? For example, I remember one of my first changes, not my first change, but like my first 10th change or something, really early on, where in the quick start guide, it gave step 1, do this command, step 2, do this command, and then step 3, do this command. And I remember following it through and I was thinking, how do I get to step 3? Like between step 2 and 3, I feel like there's something missing because I don't know what to do. And I submitted this kind of 2B, literally just one line that I copied and pasted from my terminal once I figured it out. And everyone thanked me for it. They said, oh, that's great. That makes it so much easier. We always all got stuck and always wondered what this extra step was. But for the maintainers, this extra step was obvious. And so, when you're following quick start guides, see if there's something you have to do that, might not be obvious to people new to the project or new to the technology. I mean, what questions do people have for me? I could talk about this like all day, accelerate your career so you can wake up in the morning and people are asking you to work for their company, to work for their project. I don't remember the last time I created a CV. I don't remember the last time I had a job interview because people come to me and they say, look, do you want to come work with us? This is our project. This is what we want to pay you. Or do you want more? And it's just a kind of, it flips the conversation around. So yeah, I haven't done a CV in years. I haven't worked with a recruiter in years. I go directly with the companies, and I can pick my projects. And I want that for all of you. I'm not
This
saying it to kind of
this is so true,
boast.
because it's the same thing with me as well. So generally when I get a job, it's like a lot of people have been giving me an opportunity to work, and yeah, so yeah, that's very true. Whatever Eddie says is really true, because uh, most of the times nowadays, even after I'm being in a good job right now, I keep getting calls from the recruiters every single day saying like, hey, we've got this job and we will be offering you double the one what you are doing, because we are looking at your live streams, it's all good, and we saw your GitHub repository contributions. All these contributions are super awesome, like more than a t-shirt you will be getting a high paying job or something like that, right? So that's exactly is what is requested, I mean, like required for us at this moment. And that too in this pandemic situation, when a lot of people are getting their jobs gone, I guess this would actually help people in doing a lot more, right? So this is something which I feel more better in terms of like, yeah. So go on, Eddie. I'm just
I,
gonna.
no, that's really great that you reinforce it because it shows, I think, the importance of things. And like other things I would like to add is, open source is not just for October. I know it's a really great way to get excited, get into it, but it's not just for October. You've really got to think of open source like brushing your teeth, little and often. In that, if you spent the whole of October just day and night, which is obviously not physically possible, I don't advise anyone to do this, but if you did doing that for open source, that's great for October, but I really don't believe that will accelerate your career. You won't get really a lot of benefits. You'll get some benefits, but you won't get the majority of benefits. Rather than trying to kill yourself in October, spread it out over the year. It is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
And brushing your teeth, if you miss a day, your teeth aren't going to fall out. They're not going to go yellow. But over the years, brushing your teeth a little bit every day really helps. And the same for your career. Because when I interview people, I don't want to look at I don't just want to look at your code today and make sure it's super perfect. What I'm actually looking for is your code today, whatever level it's at. I want to go back a month, 3 months, a year, and I want to make sure that your code today is better than it was. I'd rather have someone who is learning than someone who is maybe even better, but they're not progressing because they don't want to learn or they think they know everything. And it's the wrong attitude. And so from GitHub, not only can we see your code and how it's progressing, but also about your attitude. How can you communicate with people? I remember interviewing for a role for my client, as in not for me, I was interviewing someone else. And I said, look, we really want this person. They're great coder. I looked at their code was brilliant. And I said, this other person's okay, but we're not sure. And they're right, the other person's code wasn't as good, but I recommended they hired the person whose code wasn't as good. And it was for two main reasons. One was because they were still learning, improving, whereas the person who had the better code kept on saying, I know everything. I haven't, my code from 2 years ago is perfect. It's like, well, clearly that's never going to be the case for anybody. And also, when I saw how they communicated on pull requests, like reply to comments, and how they replied to people who put comments in, the person who supposedly code wasn't as good, it was still good. They were more collaborative, and that's really important. Attitude is more important than skill, and it's really hard to show that in a single meeting or in an interview. Whereas if people can see you getting involved in the conversation on Discord, on GitHub, and so on, then it will really, really benefit. And to answer your question from before, Praveen, I think there are only 20 GitHub stars at the moment. There was 15 a couple of weeks ago. I think there might be 20 now. So 20 out of 44, over 44 million. So I got lots of swag, I got boxes and boxes of GitHub swag.
I guess we would like you to show all those things right now.
It's over there. I've got my headphones in. I'll probably yank my computer off my desk. I'm in a temporary office at the moment, and it's a complete mess because I had a water leak downstairs. So you can kind of see my temporary office. It doesn't look as nice as what you saw behind me as a green screen, but this screen is usually up here, and it's an absolute mess at the moment. So I'll probably break something if I move too much.
Awesome. Okay.
But anyone has any questions? Let's see.
Hey, Eddie has a lot of, Eddie's YouTube channel is awesome. My YouTube channel is awesome. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe for both our channels, as well as Shreoshi. You want to say something about Imagiminds to Eddie because he missed the whole thing?
Yeah, so this session is being organized by Magiminds, which is an organization which supports students in STEM, especially girls. We provide courses to them and have a good, healthy community and organize workshops such as this so that everyone can get involved in tech.
That sounds awesome. That sounds great. I love those sorts of initiatives. We do need more diversity and inclusion in tech. I think that is epic. So send me some links, and I'd love to kind of read more about it and hear more about it.
Yeah, definitely we'll share them in the chat box. We have one question for you, Eddie, from Soham, again asking, especially to open source God, Eddie. Contributing to basic small projects is fine. Do they actually get considered for me to say that I'm an open source contributor? Or I need to actually contribute to the famous ones to be calling myself an open source contributor?
That's a great question. So thank you both for that. An open source contributor really is adding value. If you're thinking about Hacktoberfest, yes, it is adding for pull requests, but it can be to any project. That new update today, it has to be a project that is participating in Hacktoberfest. They have to put the topic Hacktoberfest on that.
Yeah.
Have actually changed that as of today. But in the world, ignoring Hacktoberfest for the moment and talking about open source in general, yes, you can contribute to smaller projects, and I actually recommend that. If you contribute to the bigger projects, it's quite off-putting because they go so fast. So imagine you discover an issue or you create an issue and it's agreed with maintainer you're going to work on it. By the time you get that pull request done and get it reviewed, the bigger projects have moved on so fast that your pull requests suddenly have all these conflicts, and then you resolve conflicts. And by the time you've resolved them, you then want people to review it, and more conflicts keep coming up, and it kind of like it's like quicksand. So unless you're living and breathing those bigger main projects, I highly recommend doing smaller to medium ones. And yes, you can still call yourself a contributor. It's about adding value, and I think that's important. Not lines of code. Or I have people message me sometimes and saying, "I made a pull request to your project, but how can I add a few more lines? It just looks too small." I go look at the pull request and say, "No, this is valuable." And on the flip side of that, if someone says, "Oh, I want to do this issue and this issue and this issue, and I'll do it all in one pull request," I'm like, whoa. Two things wrong with that. One, you'll block other people from doing some of those issues, so only pick one at a time. And sometimes we raise issues, but they're really big, and we like to actually split them down into smaller, because that way we can get value to the community. So to give you one concrete example, we had someone in our community who said, "I want to do the contributors guide, the contributor.md file." I said, "Brilliant." He said, "Right, I'm going to plan this whole page of what to write." I'm like, no. Raise a pull request of one paragraph, even one sentence. I said, "Oh yeah, but I'll do that right now. And if you give me a week, I'll do the whole page." I said, "Yes, but why should all our community wait a whole week to get all of that? If you do that one line now, we have no file now. If you do that one line now, that one line will benefit the community today. We'll get it merged in today." I'm not saying do one word every day, but do one piece of value. And so the value was, I think the sentence read something like, "We want you to contribute. If you have any questions, come to our Discord. Here's the link." So that straight away adds value to someone coming to the project. They know where to go and they know it's welcoming. And then the next day, just add another sentence, another paragraph. And then other people can see what's being done. They can also get involved. So yeah, it's really important to add value little and often. I think that's definitely the key takeaway. Hope that helps. I talk too much.
You don't.
Thank you. You're too kind. I'll pay you later.
It's valuable talk.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll pay you later as well.
Eddie, just for your kind information, this has been live streamed and it's been documented.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear. You know me. I like to be open source, everything public, everything live streamed. So anyone wants to message me, don't DM me, message me publicly and tag me, because then other people can benefit from the questions and answers.
So
I think that's
I
really
guess
important.
one person I guess it was Anshu. Anshu is like hardly trying to contact you, so she's just there right now in YouTube. So do you want to say a hi to her and like?
Sorry, I've been missing the chat. Yes. Hi, Anshu. Good to have you here. Yeah, we'll chat afterwards in Discord and let me know. I heard this comparison in live stream. Was there a question there? Sorry, I might have missed the chat. I've been very bad. Been too
There is
busy
one small
chatting.
question. How is the mic floating? by Sidan.
Yes, because wasn't prepared to come onto this live stream and Zoom call. I wasn't set up properly, so I just quickly like put things together. So yes, it's floating in my floating green screen. That's not my office. I wish it was.
So Eddie's in London right now. So if you want a free trip, Eddie can organize to London.
I want to leave London. I'm going digital nomad next year. I'm going to be traveling the world with my laptop and
What's your
actually
first?
all my kit as well.
What's your first preference of country?
First, I'm going to Portugal because we have family over there, and I can then throw all my kit in the car and just drive there. But then afterwards, we'll be going to more Asia places.
When
I
are
don't
you
know
coming
how
to
I'm going to
India?
get my kit there. I'm going to have to put them in the container, but I don't want my poor kit to get damaged. I'll be wrapping it as a bubble wrap.
When are you coming to India? That's the $1 million question for every single person here.
I don't know. When there's a cool conference there, when after this stupid COVID thing, then yeah, I will be definitely going to lots more events and so forth.
Awesome. Anything else? I hope. I mean, like, this was not planned. Pulling in Eddie here, and because of you, Eddie, the whole live stream got really excited, and things are really awesome. So always, we are all thankful to you as a god. So we are all your followers.
I'm just like everyone else. I just want to contribute to open
No,
source. I want to help other people. I know all of you want to as well. It's just, great to hear about the initiative that you're doing. I really can't wait to hear
Eddie,
more
you are my
about it.
bro, and you have all the rights not to believe me. Look at the chat. Just look at the chat.
Oh, I haven't been watching the chat. I've been too busy watching Praveen. Oh, Eddie, you're just awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate that, everyone. Really, really appreciate that. And any feedback, constructive, good, bad, also let me know. I'm always improving and learning too. So that's why I just love this open source community. And, chat to all of you awesome people.
Yeah, and Anshu is also happy. So boom. Okay, so everyone else, whoever is in Zoom, again, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to give me a quick LinkedIn request. I'm happy to accept most of the requests as quick as possible and give you a quick intro. And if you have any questions related to open source, job hunt, if you want to come to UK to study or work, we have a lot of support here. Eddie is here, and I've got a huge team that can help you with careers and studies. So huge team in the sense all are volunteers. Like these people, like whoever have already studied here, they are ready to help. Like if I ask them to, like, why don't you help these people, there are people who can help you with accommodation, living, how to work here. Most of things I'll help you out with it. And yeah, so I believe like this is one of the best live streams in my whole thing. And yeah, so please come back again. So Eddie, what is our plan on Hacktoberfest? Because this has been keeping on changing. A lot of rules are coming and changing, and a lot of people are really confused. Today I went through the maintainer way of doing things, like for example adding the Hacktoberfest topic and Hacktoberfest accepted label for pull request. Those kind of things I showed, and I'm pretty sure that the uproar in the developer community due to the recent tsunami of pull requests to all these DDoS attacks to all the GitHub repositories has been imminent. And things are changing rapidly in DigitalOcean side on changing the way pull requests will be assessed. Now it is 14-day period, and people are really pissed off. Not exactly pissed off, but they are disappointed, including me. I was like, what?
But the 14 days isn't so bad, right? You're not going to get any swag or anything until for many months. It takes time to arrive. Actually, I still think I got my swag package unopened from last Hacktoberfest. I might do that
I
on the
guess I
live
guess
stream and
I've
open
got
it. But
2018, 2019 unopened, and it is completely lost because I changed two houses from Cornwall to London, and
you lost swag. That's
I didn't
just
lose it.
terrible.
I'm not able to find it. It is somewhere hidden in the
Somewhere
ultimate
safe,
mess.
right?
You haven't seen my house, so okay, don't see it.
Somewhere safe. But
Somewhere safe.
I don't think it should be so bad. And I think everyone who's contributing to open source is actually also an open source maintainer as well. Because if you've customized your GitHub profile, for example, then you also have your that repo that is public and open source. And if people start contributing to it, then you're a maintainer. And I think by being a maintainer on a project, makes you kind of think a bit differently when you contribute to other projects. It puts yourselves in the other person's shoes. So that's, again, if you're comfortable with open source and contributing, the next step would then be being a maintainer yourself. I mean, you probably
No,
already are a maintainer.
I'm already a maintainer, but I know the pain now for being a maintainer. What happened on October 1st, I cannot digest even now.
I think, I was quite lucky. I've got to admit, I didn't get really many spammy pull requests. I think because of our great community, they all want to add value. So there were lots of small pull requests, but they all added value. Fixing typos. I think that's valuable. If not introducing typos, I know people went a bit crazy, introduce typos, but people who fix typos adds value because someone from a different country or different language, if the word is spelt wrong, to them it's hard to understand what it is. So I really think that adds value. But what I was going to say was that, yeah, I was quite lucky that I didn't wake up to lots of spam or much spam. But I still woke up to over 250 GitHub notifications.
Wow.
And I still have to go through those. I've still got so many to go through, but they are all adding value. And it makes me really happy. And I have people in the community who are, moderators on certain repos, and they're helping, getting involved in the conversation, helping people get their pull requests merged and so forth. So just, be patient with the maintainers. Don't do one thing. Just one last piece of advice. Like I said, otherwise I'll talk till tomorrow. But if you raise a pull request, raise an issue, the maintainers will get notified. Don't then suddenly DM them on Twitter, on Discord, tag them across all sorts of
You haven't seen my
socials.
Twitter and LinkedIn request like for the past 3 days.
Yes, and send them a link
Please
to
accept.
the
Please
issue.
accept.
Yeah, but if you're sending them a link to the issue or pull request, like some people say, hey, I've raised a pull request. Can you review it? They'll tag me in the issue. They'll send me multiple DMs on Discord and Twitter. And so from that one person, I've got over 10 notifications where I've already got the GitHub notification. And so you got to kind of realize that it's quite, distracting for maintainers. So if you haven't heard something in a few days, then by all means reach out to them, but don't reach out to them within first 10 minutes. They have jobs, they have families, and usually these projects are things they do on the side in addition to their jobs. So just be patient. There is time. Don't worry. I hope that
Awesome.
helps.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining within like few seconds of notice ID.
I didn't get time to do my hair. I don't know. I'll
We
look my
value your
best.
time really. Like I really understand that it's extremely precious at this point, and thanks a lot. Like literally, thanks a lot.
No, thank you for having me. You're all awesome. Look forward to geeking out more with all of you and collaborating more, not just for October, but going forward.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to leave you all in peace. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go get some lunch.
Actually, I'm
Thanks a
going to leave
lot.
everyone now in peace because it was suggested. Okay, so it was suggested that we will be there only for like around 1 hour, but it went on so long. So sorry about that. And thanks a lot for joining in. So I guess Shreoshi is going to take another attendance or something like that now.
Yeah,
End
I
of
was
session
just,
one. So go
yeah,
ahead if you want to do that, and then we can close this Zoom meeting. And I guess, yep, that was a nice session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
yeah,
Eddie, and thank you so much, Imagine teams, for organizing this whole thing. This is one of the best webinars I had, and thank you so much. And yeah, so
yeah. So thank
woohoo!
you
Thank
again,
you to
Eddie,
you too.
for joining us in such short notice and giving us this great surprise. And thank you, Praveen, for taking this awesome session for us. And also thank you to all our participants who had been so supportive and were engaging throughout the session. None of it would have been possible without you guys.
A lot of
I
a lot of people are saying like the climax is awesome.
yeah, right. So I guess we have reached the end of it. Please mark your attendance on this Google Sheet. We'll be rolling out the certificates really soon. And I hope this was really helpful to all of you and all your queries were resolved. Thanks again for joining us today. And please follow Imagiminds, Praveen, and Eddie on LinkedIn and Instagram. We'll be having
And
many
YouTube.
more sessions. Yeah, and YouTube also. We'll be having many more workshops in the future. So stay tuned with us. And I guess That's it.
You can write us a feedback also on LinkedIn, tag us in your posts, and let us know
Yeah.
how you felt
Yeah,
about the
tag
session.
me,
You
Eddie.
can
Make
tag
sure Eddie gets
Praveen,
the more spam.
Imagiminds, Eddie, everyone.
So please share your certificates and tag all of us over here. We'll be really happy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. I hope all of you have marked your attendance.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
again,
thanks a
everyone. Have a
lot.
good weekend.
Bye bye.
Same to you.